Party lines for President Trump 2020. Democratic Senator from West Virginia, Joe Manchin, tells Politico, quote, he is open to supporting the person who I think is best for my country and my state. If his policies are best, I'll be right there, meaning President Trump. Manchin reportedly goes on to say his support of Hillary Clinton was a political mistake, given her comments during the 2016 campaign about putting coal miners out of business with her plans for cleaner energy solutions. Joining us right now is Murray Energy founder, president, and CEO Bob Murray. Good to see you, Bob. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning, Maria.
Interesting to see Senator Manchin's possible move, saying he would support President Trump, and it was a mistake to support Hillary Clinton.
Well, of course it was, and of course he's a politician. Hillary Clinton is an anathema in West Virginia and many parts of the country today, as you well know.
Yeah.
But he did support her.
What about these plans? The president wants to push forward with these plans to order power companies across the country to buy electricity from struggling coal and nuclear plants. This is unprecedented. It's an effort to help coal and nuclear power plants that are on the brink of collapse because of competition from cheaper natural gas and renewable energy sources. Tell us more about the plan. We know it's not a done deal yet.
Yes, we fully support President Trump and Energy Secretary Perry's efforts to secure the reliability, resiliency, and the security of the nation's electric power grids. The failed policies, Maria, of the Obama administration, current congressional Democrats, and the total inaction of the feckless Federal Energy Regulatory Commission members have necessitated this federal action to prevent catastrophic brownouts and blackouts in our country. For instance, the state of Texas and California will face operational challenges and potential reliability concerns this summer because of Texas' loss of baseload generation and California's radical policies relative to their electric power supplies. So you see, it is not about coal miners and about coal. It is about reliable, low-cost, secure, resilient electric power supplies for that couple on fixed income, for that manufacturer of a product for the global marketplace, for that single mom. We must have baseload generation, which is being eliminated at an alarming rate, and the President and Secretary Perry get it.
Okay, Bob, James Freeman here at the Wall Street Journal. I'm a little concerned here, though. I agree it was time for the war on coal to end, but now it seems like the president is maybe going in the other direction toward a war on behalf of coal. Wouldn't it be better to just get the government out of the business of encouraging some energy sources, discouraging others, instead of saying to plant operators, you must buy this particular mix? Why not just discourage alternative energy requirements? He's got a lot of power, a lot of programs at the federal level. He can just say we're no longer going to put our thumb on the scale on behalf of wind or solar or whatever the next fad is.
You're right and you're wrong. Number one, the government is very much involved in the electric power grid. Right now, windmills and solar panels get a 30% production tax credit from the taxpayer. You cannot say that they are not subsidized. Indeed, Warren Buffett himself said they don't make sense. He's the largest operator of windmills in the country, but he says we make a lot of money off of the production tax credit. So the government is already involved.
Right, but let's focus on getting rid of that, right?
Favoring some fuels, ways to generate electricity over others. So we are just trying to balance the playing field. Before Mr. Obama, 52% of our electricity came from coal. He closed 531 coal-fired plants. That's 56,000 megawatts. Another 12,700 carrying over from the Obama administration will close by the end of 2020. Our power share will go down to 27% from the 15%. In the recent cold snap, the only one we had this winter, and the PJM interconnection, from December 27th to January 8th, 2 million Americans lost their power. 22 people lost their lives. During this time, nuclear and power and coal supplied 70% of the electricity in the PJM interconnection. 37,000 megawatts of supposedly natural gas-powered electricity were entirely unavailable due to priority for home heating and the use and inability of the freezing natural gas pipelines to supply the electric plants. So we need to have capacity. We need to have this power available. One other thing.
Yep.
Electric power during this period went to $500 a kilowatt hour from its usual $30 a kilowatt hour. The price of natural gas increased 60 times during those 12 days. That's to $175 a million BTU from $3. So wind and solar did not provide anything, and coal and nuclear provided 70% of our electricity.
And you've told government all of this. I mean, we're learning more about how this push for legislation came about. According to these details uncovered in a Freedom of Information Act request from and E! News, an energy publication, you wrote up 6 versions of the executive orders, including this energy measure. You gave them to the administration. Why did you feel the need to get involved in that way? Bob?
Yes.
We have these revelations about your involvement in the potential regulations. Do you think the president's going to get a major pushback on that? Why do you think you needed to get involved in that way?
Yes, I think he'll get a major pushback from those who support natural gas and windmills and solar panels. But it has to be done because we have very unreliable electric power grids. Wait and see what happens this summer in Texas and California. It already happened in December, Maria.
Yeah.
We have a dangerous situation in the United States of America today.
Bob, this is Mike Murphy. You know, we hear so much about oil and natural gas and how new technology is making it easier and having a major impact on those industries. Is new technology also having a big impact on the coal industry?
Not yet, because there's been no commitment to it. They are technologies, sir. Healy, high energy, low emission technology that can reduce the emissions from natural gas or from coal to below natural gas. But there's been no commitment to install them by the electric utility industry in this country.
Yeah. Bob, it's great to have your insights on all of this. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Maria.
Bob Murray, we'll see you soon, sir.